Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. I'm Brent, alongside streamer to be named in the awesome production studio. Excited to bring you round one coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's classic constructed event tonight. We've got David on the Briar against Oscar. Do I even have to say his champion? It's the Dorinthia. You know it. He's always on the Dorinthia. The man knows who his hero is, though. Who's your hero today? Do you want to see Oscar kind of run the show? Go through the run the gauntlet here? Or are you expecting him to get just crushed down by these crazy Briar actions and whatnot? But we'll see that. Before we dive too deep into the action, a little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in in-store play and a marketplace for trading card singles. So if you're in the market for not just Flesh and Blood, but Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemons, and MetaZoos, actually. MetaZoos. Actually Magic as well. Yeah, but that's probably an obvious one. You can check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or online at outoftheboxgaming.com, and they can ship you the cards you need, especially if you like a deck you see on screen. Spice it up a little bit. Go ahead and check them out. So we're coming in to Oscar's turn one. He was our tempo player here. David on his turn made a rune chant, arsenal card, and pass. Oscar then got to go in and with a sharpened steel Dawnblade, totaling 6 there, gets the hit because David did not block it. No surprise there. It's going to be a absolute race for the most part when you see Briar on the other side of the field. So Oscar popped his refraction boulders to get that Dawnblade go again, coming in for another naked 3. So we're gonna have to watch today and see if Oscar is in more of the tall version or if he's got those go wide pieces in. Dorinthia also can get by cutting some of the attack reactions, get some Scar for Scars and some Ravenous Rabbles going. So keep an eye out for that. The Razor's Reflex as well. So David throwing some equipment in front of this to block up for 4s. Great time to talk about it. David rocking the Arcanite Skullcap, the Bloodsheath Scaletta, the Grasp of the Arcanite, and the Snapdragon Scalers. That gives him a total of 2, 4 plus 3, 7 potential block there in equipment. So not too shabby. Effectively 47 life. Of course, the Skullcap blocks for 1, but potentially an additional 1 if you're at less life than your opponent. So we saw David take the first hit, less life than his opponent, allowed him to block up. Critically allowed him to block up without triggering Reprise. Reprise requires a card coming out of the hand for Oscar to be able to play some of his attack reactions. So on David's turn, he's making an embodiment of lightning thanks to the Bramble Spark Tome of Harvest. So he'll put a card onto the bottom and draw 3. So effectively just cycling stuff out. That's all he's doing, just cycling. Cycling to make the embodiment of lightning. Embodiment of lightning means his next attack action card gains go again. So David right now on his next attack action card is going to get that 1 rune chant, or actually next attack is going to get that 1 rune chant, regardless of what it is. But if it is an attack action card, he'll get that go again. So this is not the Lightning Briar that made a lot of storms. This is more, I call it the hybrid or the down-to-earth Briar. Not so much up in the clouds. That's why you actually see David having cards to pitch. Sonata here for 0. That's a non-attack and an attack action. He's going to have his choice. One of these attack actions is going to his hands. Because Sonata, you reveal cards off the top of your deck. For each non-attack action and attack action card revealed this way, you put the attack action card in your hand. So Yellow Ball Lightning or an Exude Confidence, David has a choice of. How are you guys doing today? Are you having a fine Sunday? I am, or yeah, it should still be a Sunday for everybody watching. It could potentially be a Monday morning. For those watching it back later, how is just your week going? Let me know. And I hope you're having a good one as we move into the holiday season. Speaking of holidays, festive baubles of the cold foil variety are up for grabs today. So that is pretty cool. I think LSS might have missed a chance to do a nice like Santa Claus Old Hymn, but So, Command and Conquer for David here. I missed, what did he choose there on the Sonata? I was yapping, I missed it. The Ball Lightning, thank you. Thank you. So, the Command and Conquer is coming in for, should only be 6. 6 with the embodiment. Oh no, did he fuse it? He fused that Bramble Spark, so it is 9, plus the 1 Arcane. The 1 and 1 from the Rune Chant. So 1 from the Bramble Spark, 1 from the Rune Chant. So 2 Arcane, and then 9 total on the CNC. He actually may not have had the Earth in hand when he played the Bramble. Yeah, no, there it is, 9, because he had the Tome in hand. That's right. He did fuse it. Bramble Spark, when it's fused, it'll give you a +3. It's an Earth fusion. So not too shabby. This is the kind of the power of the split Briar there with the Earth and the Lightning, where you can just get some meaty attacks. Oscar, he does have an Arsenal, a card in Arsenal, so he won't necessarily want to lose that. He's gonna decide about it. A lot of times, Command and Conquer works out to be a generic 2 for 6 if your opponent doesn't have anything in the Arsenal slot. It is a nice card, but it is definitely still situational. So something to always keep in mind there if you're building decks yourself or looking to join into the competitive aspect of the game. You don't always need the CNC. It is nice. It is nice, but you don't always need it. Oscar says he loves his Arsenal, so he's going to throw 9 on top of it. Oh, look at that. 3 block on both of the cards, plus 2 from the Courage, plus 1 from the Skullcap means 3 by 3 is 9. Here's that yellow ball lightning we saw from the Sonata. That one's coming in for 2. Courage will throw on top of that. Blocks the 2 up. And then the 1 floating goes into the Rosetta Thorn for 2 and 2. 2 Arcane, 2 Physical. Oscar goes no blocks there. Takes 4, falls to 33. That does mean David's Skullcap's turned off for this turn. Won't have it, so David will only have 3 block available to himself in equipment, but does have that 1 embodiment. So all of his non-attack actions will at least block for 3 as well. Arsenal's a card, draws up, sends it to Oscar's way, who's got 1 counter on all of his equipment there. He's got a total block of 1, 2, 3 left himself, being less life than his opponent. Potentially 2 though if he takes a life total lead thanks to that Skullcap again. So Naked Dawnblade again. Oscar may be hunting for these reprise triggers, but again, the go wide is a little bit crazy. So a Naked Dawnblade here tells me he either has a glint or just double pumps. Either way, an overblock is actually extremely, I think extremely well rated here. It could also be a glint into a generic attack action. Something to keep in mind there. David, though, goes no blocks. Oscar is going to react with the glint. Yep, there we go. Give it go again. So an overblock there would have prevented the Dawnblade from attacking again, because the Dawnblade does require the Dorinthia ability to allow it to attack an additional time. So Oscar will not draw from the reprise trigger, but he will just give that go again, and David will take 3, fall to 31. So 33 to 31. Oscar has a refresh action point, which he will use to spend his additional resources floating, go into that Brave Force Bracers for an additional +1 on his Dawnblade swing, come in for 4. Oscar's hunting for a counter here. And he may have an Iron Song response in the arsenal. I want to keep an eye on that. That would require a reprise trigger, which has not occurred yet. Oscar has been known to slow roll sometimes. The Sigil in the arsenal slot. Actually, I don't know if he's playing Sigil in this list. And Classic Constructed, we'll have to see. David throws the 4 out. Checks out. Keeps the counter away, crucially. Crucially counter kept. Contained. There we go. That's close enough. Close enough. David's arsenal was the red plunder run, so +3 to his next attack action card, and to the next attack action card that hits this turn, we'll actually draw 2 cards because there's another plunder run out of the hand. Lightning Surge, go again for 7. On hit, draw 2. 7 on hit, draw 2. Oh boy. Pretty good draw effects there. That's what Briar likes to see. This is kind of where you get the lightning Briar aspect from it. So we saw a lot of earth on the last turn. We saw a lot of lightning on this turn. You love it. David's deck is being very kind to him, splitting it appropriately. Watch out though for the non-bows that happen sometimes when you combine the two like that. It does have some high upsides, but there are some definite downsides. But I'm excited for the channel turns, the channel Mount Heroics, or potentially the Blossoming Spellblades if David wants to do it. They're sort of a bit of a gamble card, but gamble's actually the gamble can be super rewarding. This Snatch is now coming in for 4. That's the follow-up after this Lightning Surge. On hit, it will draw 3, so I guarantee David would pop his Snapdragon Scalers as a reaction here if he thinks this is going to hit. I would also not be surprised if Oscar, yeah, he respects it. Blocks 5. That's great. David's not deciding whether he wants to pop the Snapdragon Scalers and continue his turn or not. At this point, I'd believe no, but it's depending on what David has. He is looking at 2 double draws. Oscar's out of cards in his hand, and he only has 1 block left. So if David's staring at at anything in the hand that has go again for 0 cost, you fire that away and you draw 2 cards and you keep the string going. But if that is not the case, if you don't have that, I would not. We just in the turn arsenal the card and pass along. Like I said, if that's a 0 exude, well, no, not exude, but ball lightning, ravenous rabble, scar for scar, any of that, David definitely should have. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm gonna keep a close eye on that arsenal as well to see what the tech choice there. But David, arsenal is that card, passes away. He thought about it for a minute. But I think that was likely the right call. Has a full tempo turn now. No damage done. So we freshen it back up. Oscar didn't really like the hands. Well, actually just wanted to prevent all that draw effect, to be fair, too. Scar for a scar out of hand, so we know that's not the arsenal. That's going to have go again. Great choice to lead out with, because Scar for scar has go again if you have less life than your opponent. Oh, Oscar there, no blocks, falls to 29. We'll make an embodiment of Earth thanks to Briar's ability. Still waiting to see if that's going to get any sort of updates to it. It's kind of hit or miss right now on whether it will. David's got that refreshing action point there, deciding what he wants to do, taking a good solid thought about it. Ball lightning for 1, because it's blue. That's going to be an easy skullcap thrown in front of that. And a command and conquer now, leaving 1 floating for 6. Oscar's got that arsenal slot. Might like it. So CNC for 6. Does Oscar value this arsenal slot? Yet to see him use it. Bagged it last time. We'll see if this time's any different. 2 cards out of the hand could block this. Potentially pressable this command and conquer is if David slow rolled a lightning press into arsenal. I don't think lightning press makes the deck and the earth lightning combination, but it might. It definitely might. Lightning press there being a very spicy 0 cost attack or a 0 cost instant. Oh, no, it is 1 or less. You're right. Thank you. 1 or less the card has to be, so cannot press the CNC. So, excuse me. So, Oscar blocks up the 6. And that'll do it there. So, I always got to check myself on that. It's not like I'm a judge or nothing, you know. I don't need to know these cards. I joke. I joke. Oscar now. Naked Dawnblade. And the glints. So David no blocked it. Oscar reacted, gave it to go again. That means we got 29 to 28. Oscar takes a life total lead by 1. Puts it into the bracers and comes in for 4. Now, I really do think this is probably an Iron Sign response in the Arsenal. Maybe. I'm as more turns go by, I'm leaning into it that we don't see reprise. We'll see though. We will see. Could also be a attack reaction that needs some resources, and Oscar hasn't really had a chance or a good clear opportunity. David's getting a hand check there. No cards in hands. Card in arsenal. No resources floating for Oscar. So what you see is what you got on the field. Plus that arsenal, that may be another +3. So that's the only thing if reprise gets triggered. Oh boy. One of our rounds is already done. That must have been a nice. Hey, it could be a wizard player today. I'm all about it. I am all about it. David there blocks up, and that will end the turn. So Oscar now facing down an enlightened strike with go again. That's 5. 0 for 5. You love it. We need to see David put a card under. Oh, excuse me. He draws a card instead. Draws a card instead. All right. Checks out. That means that we'll likely see the Snapdragon Scalers. Unless David found that Nambo hand. Like I said, there are going to be times when the mixture Briar, the combination Briar, just does not have the right pieces together. But we will see if that's the case here or if David is stringing it along. A lot of times you do see the E-Strike for draw. You get good rates on the 0 for 4. Potential for an attack reaction here, but I don't think so. Yep, there goes these. Yep. Go again on the Snapdragons, as in maybe a Razor's Reflex or whatnot. No surprise there on the Snapdragons. David makes an embodiment of Earth thanks to Briar. Oscar takes 5 and falls to 24. This one is Entwined Lightning. No go again, though, because no fusion. Oscar goes no blocks, falls to 20. So 28 to 20. Oscar's got to make up 8 life, but it's got a lot of cards to do so. And the Courage, which gets popped right here. That means his Dawnblade swings are going to come in for 1 less resource. Effectively makes him free. Driving Blade. Ooh, great choice there. I like it. That's a nice tech choice here from our Warrior player. That's going to give +3 and go again. So 6 go again. That's pretty clean. Pretty clean. Extra resource for the guaranteed go again. Sort of like the Warrior's Valor, but the guaranteed. David, no block. No reactions from either player. Takes 6. Falls to 22, David does. And then Oscar hit and runs, which is going to pump this Dawnblade up by another 3 and give it go again. So another 6 go again. Look at them apples. Spicy. I don't think Oscar has much to do with the go again, but the +3 is not too shabby. He'll take that for free. Ooh. I'm getting told maybe... Nah, he doesn't. He wouldn't play a 20 blade in this list. David asks if Oscar could attack a 3rd time, and Oscar says not currently. I don't think he's got it. I think that's pretty indicated that Oscar probably doesn't have it, but we'll see. We'll see. I think 20 blade doesn't 20 blade cost 1 as well. No, it is free. That's right. It is free. I don't think Oscar plays it in his class constructed list, but we're gonna find out. We'll see. That would be pretty good. It'd be a pretty good turn though. That'd be 15 damage swing. Actually, no, excuse me. A 16 damage swing because it would get the +1 counter before the third swing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. David, he's going into tank. Think about it. For those of you guys watching, who do you guys have in this matchup? The Briar or the Warrior? Well, the Briar or the Dorinthia. Warrior or Runeblade. There we go. David, he wants to throw 6 out on top of it. And it was a Twinning Blade here from Oscar. Twinning Blade, he did. I was bamboozled. It was a Twinning Blade. Oh, man. So Oscar's coming back in with the Dawn Blade again for an additional 3. Look at them apples. David blocks it up, though. So Oscar did not get his counter yet, though. He was hunting for it. I think that was the turn he expected it. Not going to lie. He definitely expected it that turn. But that shows how bad I am at reading the game. Why I lose all the time. I was like, I don't think he plays that in his CC list. But turns out he do. So Oscar's definitely in the tall version today. Definitely in the tall version. David on his turn, 1 card in the hand there. It is a Lightning Surge, 0 for 4. We may see Oscar take it for free. It has no on-hit effects except making an embodiment. Oscar blocks 3, just keeps his life total high, says, I don't need that card on my turn. He'll take 1, fall to 19. That does make an embodiment, though, for David, as David passes away. Oscar goes Dawn Blade for 3. He's playing these Whisper. I believe that's Whispers of the Oracle there. As some interesting pitch options. Oh, wow, that's a if played, that's an opt for 1. So I believe it is. I believe that is a Whisper there in the pitch zone. Maybe. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but it does do. It's a 0, gives you an opt, gives you go again. It's not the worst card to come up later, anyways. So, but it's an awesome pitch value here for Oscar. So I like the tech choice. I like the choice. And maybe could have been some shunts. I think he's got those in there as well, though. Yeah, ops 2 Blue Whispers. Yeah, thank you, Mike. I agree with that assessment. Routes with that floating 2. Speaking of opting 2, we're gonna float 2 resources there on the on that Whispers. Use those 2 of it to routes gain +3. Now, had David blocked, Oscar could send a card back to the hand, but Oscar just likes the damage. Gets his 6. 1916. I think we have a difference in the life totals, though, so let me double check on that. Alrighty there. Yeah, so we had David just had said it wrong, the life totals. He had it written down right. I wanted to make sure that everybody that way we have a nice, clean, fair game. But Mike, how are you doing today? Are you enjoying yourself? Hopefully you're having fun. You know who's not having fun right now is David, seeing a blue on top with his Ravenous Rabble. So that's 2 going in. For my Briar fans out there, they're hurting a bit, but for most rest of everybody, they're like, yeah. You do that 0 for 2. But there is a plunder run out there, keep in mind. So on hit, it will draw that, and that's a lot of resource there. Autumn's Touch for 5. David definitely did not combine super well on this turn. I will say that. Now, if he doesn't draw, he will be able to get that Force of Nature into the Arsenal zone. This is a blue Autumn's Touch coming in. No effects, just for 5. So Oscar takes it. Falls to 14. So David will draw that Force of Nature and Arsenal something. It could be the other card. 50-50 chance on that Force going in. Yeah, I agree, Dave. I agree. At least he's playing. I've been itching to play some more Classic Constructed myself too. I play a lot of Blitz. Oh, hello. Computer's trying to die on us again. I've been playing I've been playing Blitz. I get about 3 rounds in at the other local store here in the area. I get a Castle a bunch. I'm a big fan of that, but I've been itching to probably play some more myself. Because Fab is just a fun game, regardless of what's going on. It's just a great game. Oscar's got the Nega Dawnblade. David called no block, so Oscar's going reactions here. Overpowered, plus it up by 4. So that's 7. Oscar said 8. That's a good thing he corrected it. 7. That will send David down. $13 minus 7 makes 9. 14 minus 7 still does not make 9. Oh, he was at 16. Excuse me. He was at 16. I'm sorry there. I was checking your math total. You had already taken it out. That's right. That's right. You caught me. You're too quick. You're too quick. Oh, no. Dave, what happened? It was only 2 turns. Wait, are you playing? We got some Kano going on? I figured you might be playing Kano. That's about how long my Kano games go. It's only 2 or 3 turns. Makes it fun though, because I get to run multiple in a rounds, to be fair. I even got that yesterday as well. I was playing Blitz, got 2 per round. Won everyone. I crushed it. Undefeated and undefeated in the, I think. I'd have to double check. I had to double check my thoughts. Yeah, on the runbacks, I think so too. No, it's Briar. No, Dave, Kano can most definitely win on turn 2 in CC. Kano can actually straight up one shot. Actually, he can win. He can win over 1 turn. I actually naturally put together. Against 0 null rune. As you said there, Mike, 1 null rune. Is very possible. I know that there's some higher damage numbers than what I've naturally been able to achieve in a game, but I did at Nationals make 46 on 1 turn. So, David here. Oh, I missed what's going on. Yeah, Force of Nature into Ball Lightning into Tome. So we're leaving the Force of Nature effect out there is what that question was, to just remember the draw effect there for stuff that gets in. Oscar's at 9. David's at 9. We got an even ball game here. See, I get distracted talking about Kano too much. My girlfriend says I'm too much of a fanboy. Yeah. She's like, if I was Kano, you would give me a ring. I was like, well, that sucks to be you. Hi Jess, how you doing, Kat? I know she's watching. So it is just for 4th. There is no Force of Nature potential draw here because it does not have greater power. So only 4. Oscar goes no blocks. Wants to take 4, no reactions. Oscar takes 4. Falls to 5. Wow, wouldn't that be wild if there was a press in hand here for David? It gets and plays the instant / attack reaction game against the Warrior. Wouldn't that be crazy? Ravenous Rabble. Let's see. Did we get a 2 or did we get a 5? It's a 2. Oh no, David twice. The 0 for 2. Seeing blues off the top. Oh, that was rough. 2 cards in hand here for David. Still no Force of Nature draw effect here. Oscar's considering. I think he's really considering whether or not he's risking this press or not. I don't think press is really gonna. You're not beating me in fantasy. Get that out of here. The only way you would be is if Brady was popping off. I'm gonna put you on blast on the whole stream. I'm gonna internalize this. Let's see here. I mean, she is beating me, and actually Brady is popping off, and your tight end's popping off. Well, that was a fun week there, fellas. I'm not winning that week. Not anymore. Ooh, okay. Well then. Thanks, babes. You're just gonna keep ruining my afternoon. I'm messing. So Dave, what were you playing that you guys you already said it was Briar. You already said it was Briar. Yeah, Briar v. Briar can get fucking spicy, or just Briar v. anything can get spicy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brady's the best. I'll be real. So, Ball Lightning, that's going to require a response here from Oscar. He does block. Yeah, there was no press. Rosetta, 2-2. So, non-combination there with the Force of Nature, but did still string together a pretty good lightning turn, David did. Coming in with a whole bunch of 0-4s. Or 0 furs, as in normally it's a 0 for 4, but this one's just a 0 for whatever. So that was a 4 with the out the U. It was versus Viscerai. Ooh, that's spicy. That'd be fun to see some of that action later. Oscar now, he took a lot of damage for this. He does need to rip the tempo back. Does David play Sigils of Suffering? Probably not. He would have thrown it out right there. Oscar's Iron Song response. Plus it up by 3. All right, David takes 3. Falls to 6. Oscar arsenals a card and passes the turn. No way to give that Don Blake go again this turn. And Oscar tries to survive. He can pitch 3 to block and arcane damage. It's not going to be the best rate, though. Or technically can spend 3 to block 2 on the Rosetta Thorn, but I can't believe Cat just lurks the whole time, jumps in here to just throw that out. Thanks, babes. Hey, I would say it's not over till it's over, but you are now projected. Boy, this is real sad. I was projected to beat her like solidly. That's really her tight end that's popping off. I could have managed the Brady pop off, to be fair, but her tight end's already at they're halfway through the third quarter. He's already at 26.8 points. That's true. Oh, don't tell her that. Sonata, you're coming in. Yeah, the whiff for the 1 arcane damage. Oscar breathes a sigh of relief. I think you pump into that, to be fair. I really do think you pump into that. And now that there's only a Rosetta Thorn coming in for 2, that's not press. Oh, that might be. Is press specify attack action card? Oscar sigils from Arsenal and goes no blocks. Takes 2, falls back to 2, or falls to 2. A lot of 2s. More like ballerinas out here with their 2s. All right, anyways. David Arsenal's a card. See, there's the Nambo hand. I told you guys, keep an eye out for it. Mixture Briar does Nambo. He pumped into it. He did. He really pumped into it. He pumped it by. Wow. Excuse me. I was distracted for a second. Oh, man. Thank you, Freddie. Wow. That is such a rough. That is just a rough break. Thank you, Freddie, for clarifying that. That gave Oscar a huge opportunity here. Now, we do see that he could have pitched one of those blues potentially. At least still had a turn. But, alas, he gets to go in with a wild turn. If we see a Singeing Steelblade here or a route, this is insane. Oscar gets 2 damage in because that's 5 dominate go again. So that means that Dawnblade's going to be able to... Oh, hit and run +3. No attack reactions here. Just what you see is what you got. But that's 7 dominate. And that could just end it right there. With that Sonata Whip, Oscar gets to go all the cards in the hand. Oh no, I mean to be fair, Sonata would only hit for one note as well. You know, it would have it had the potential to go for two with the sigil. Oh boy. Wow. The Iron Song coming in clutch here. Did Oscar sneak this one back off a huge whiff there from the Sonata? I mean, it would have had to come in for two to require a response. David does not have any embodiments, so he needs a red sigil or a defense reaction here or bust. Oh, doesn't have it. Yeah, Sonata would have also given an attack. You are 100% right, Freddie. Oh boy, Oscar gets it. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy, rest in peace there. Boy, Oscar takes round one. As our players talk about it. Sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes it just non-bows out. I think David said he forgot an embodiment there. And that's unfortunate. I didn't catch it if he had. He might have, probably did at some point. But you do have to remember it sometimes. It does hit or miss, but you're right. I think even Sonata for one, I think just gets there. I think you're right. I think you're all are right on that one. But Oscar's almost honestly steals it away. Not gonna lie, I think he does steal it away here from David. But that is flesh and blood for you. That's the life of it. So Oscar cleans out round number one. And we got one match still going, but shouldn't take too much longer. And we'll come back at you guys for round number 2 of Out of the Box Gaming's Classic Constructed Armory event. So don't go anywhere. We'll come back at you quick, fast, and a hurry.